Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero show. I'm your host, I'm Sacred Rights. And yeah, I don't know why it's feeling good to me that today, but it is feeling good to me today. All right, so let's finish our introductory stuff. Let's see, let me check out my notes, make sure I got everything. So, the acronym HERO is an acronym. It means eh, helping everyone reaps optimism. Okay, that's my acronym. But Reverend Mel's acronym is high emotion radiates overflow. High emotion radiates overflow. So I'm gonna take some of that into me today because I need some of that. All right. And what else did I write down? Oh, I'm a man recovering from a stroke. Yes, I am. I'm a man recovering from a stroke. It's been about 10 months now, and I've grown in many ways, and I will continue to believe that I'm growing in more ways. All right, so yeah, this is what it's like to help someone have a show who is recovering from a stroke. So thank you for tuning in and helping me out. And shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and this opportunity to experiment with being a person with a stroke who is doing his best, All right, and a I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a physical trainer. So a financial advisor or a physical trainer. So if you find something here that piques your interest, go find that out. Go find that out and take it down to the source because we are looking for people to grow. To grow. All right, so that's what we got. Next thing on my list is run streak. Run streak. So I got to tell you, doing the run streak as part of my daily lineup means I have to go in the morning. It means I have to go in the morning. So I thought about this today. So I was like, I didn't feel like going. I didn't feel like going. And I was like, I came up with all these different scenarios that I could use to run later. And I lay down, I lay back down, got up, lay back down, whole thing. But I kept remembering, yeah, I still have to talk about it in my show. And so, what do I have to say if not something from the previous day? I have to do it. So, here we go. Today is day 137 of my run streak. Yes, I've run for 137 days. I've run at least 1 mile every day for 137 miles, 137 days. And today, aside from the drama I just told you about, was pretty uneventful. I just got out and I did it, and that's pretty much it. Like no real stories, no real anything. Just that you've got to keep doing it. Like that's all. That's all. And I feel like right now, after 137 days, I feel like now I'm catching my stride. Like all those other days, I don't know, I had to fight and struggle and find a way to get through it. But now I feel like I'm finding my way. I pray that's true. I pray that's true. I pray that's true. And I can keep running. And my running has been more consistent these days than it has been in the past. Because early on there was some walking days where I would walk a lot and I'd run a little bit and walk a lot and run a little bit. But now I run all the time, pretty much. So Ashe. Ashe. So anyway, that is my run streak for today, day 137. All right, now let's get to the disclaimer, to the affirmation. The affirmation. Let's get to the affirmation. The affirmation. Here we go. Uh oh. Mouse is doing something funny. There we go. All right, let's get into it. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. One more time. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. Remember that this is an incantation. Incantation means you got to get your body involved. You got to get your emotions involved. You got to say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. Like, don't just repeat the words. Don't say, no, you got to feel it. You got to feel it. And I'm talking to me as much as I'm talking to you because I need to get this quote ingrained in my memory. Ingrained in my memory. So, all right, that's it. Now, before we get into the book, let's see who we got checking out the show with us today. So, my mouse is acting funny. Mouse is acting funny. All right, here we go. All right, Fee King said, yeah, you're feeling good today. Okay. Oh, yeah, I am feeling good today. I am good. Okay. Let's see. Shout out to Linda. Good Wednesday morning from the mountains of Colorado. Is it snowing out there? Is it snowing out there? Let us know. All right. And thanks to Fee King for inviting people to see the show. Yes, Fee King. Wait a minute. Yes, Fee King. 137 days. You know, like it's crazy to even think of it as normal, right? Because I said it in the show. In the show, I said 37. I was like, wait a minute. Why? Let me give it more energy. Because 137 is something to be proud of. It is. And the fact that I've gotten better as I've gone along has made me grow, you know? So yeah, 137. I claim that. 137 days on half a leg, on one leg, because I told you my sense of training has shifted entirely. The 100, oh, wait a minute. 109 that I did before is different because everything I had to do physically was different than what I have to do physically now. So it's very different. It's very different. So Ashe. All right, let's see what else. What else? Anybody else? Yes, thank you for the oh, well, I don't know what's happening with this mouse. The mouse is going crazy. All right, let me see if I can get this right. Let's see. Okay. Persistence and consistency. Those are your recovery companions. Yes. Yes. And it took me a long time to get into either one of or both of those. It took me a long time. It took me a long time of trying. And then I would just lamp out. I just go to sleep for days. You know what I mean? For days of not doing anything. And it took me a long time to get into persistence and consistency, and to practice what I'm preaching. And so now so let me just say this one more time. Now I'm at day 137. Yeah, day 137. And just now I'm realizing that I should be saying the report on the run. The report on the run during the show. I hadn't done that really. I kind of done that a little bit here, a little bit there, but not consistently. And so the fact that I can consistently say something here about the show, about my running streak, makes it that much more consistent. You know, so like all these other things, they seem unrelated, but they are all related. They are all related. All related. All right. So anyway, Oh, so Linda reported back about the snow, patches of snow on the ground, and the mountains are covered. All right. All right. Must be pretty. Must be pretty. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Today is the 17th. Isn't that my 10-month anniversary? I can tell you this. I was get this confused. I can tell you this. The 14th is the day that I fell. January, no, July, July 14th is the day that I fell. Someone do the math for me and figure it out. Yeah, figure it out. Is that 9 months, 10 months, 10 months? Anyway, the um, so I don't know. I don't know. The February no January July 14th is the day that I fell. All right. Okay. Okay. Here, Alicia King is saying it was Sunday. Okay. All right. 10 months. Yeah, I'm really scared to claim the the months. You know, I felt okay claiming 9 months, right? And I felt good about that. But 10 months, going from one figure to two figures, now 10 months, 10, 11, 12, like 2 months off of a year, like, woo, that's that's a lot. And and I won't say any of the things that I have to say about that because I have some mixed feelings about it, but it's a lot for me. It's a lot for me. But anyway, yeah, Sunday, 10 months. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. All right. So the book. So you've been watching the show. We've been talking about the richest person in Babylon. The richest person in Babylon. Right? By George S. Clason. Okay. Oh, I just realized this. Edited by Clifton D. Corbin. Oh, okay. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about this briefly. Briefly, I think, today. So yesterday I was trying to explain the difference. Is it the difference? I guess it's not the difference. It's the impact that small changes can have. Ooh, this is in flow with what I was just talking about in terms of the one day, 2 days, the run streak, starting with one day and building on that again, and building on that again, and getting up here in the 130s, 137, and having felt like I accomplished something. So, in terms of the richest person in Babylon, the the well, I can't call them. Well, the book is written in a weird way for me. I haven't quite figured this out. If one of you have purchased it, please help me. But it seems like the the authors of the book at the beginning who said, "Hey, let's go talk to some of our friends about how they became rich." They seem to have vanished unless I'm reading their name wrong, maybe. But anyway, they seem to have vanished, and now we're just hearing from their wealthy people, their wealthy friends, and that's been interesting because these wealthy friends are saying the same thing, the same thing in all these different places. That's fascinating because mm, it tells you how much small changes make a difference. How much small changes can make a big difference. All right. So what all these various rich friends are doing is they're saying, you people that are still earning, you need to set aside, what do they call it? Well, for the book, you need to set aside one coin for every 10 you make. So for every 10 you make, you only spend 9. You save that 10th, right? And because you keep doing that, you're going to learn. You're going to learn. Like, that is the smallest thing, but it is the thing that will lead you the furthest. The small thing of keeping that 10% or keeping that one coin or keeping that 10th, right? Keeping that money aside, because not just that, it's like that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. See, that's the thing. I remember when I was in high school and I went to the library and I said, I'm gonna figure out how to be rich. I'm gonna figure out how to be rich. I'm gonna check out all these books. I got all these books and they all talked about mindset, right? And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm trying to get this money, right? But mindset is a huge part of it. And your mindset is built by you holding that money aside every time. Every time money comes towards you, you take a small amount of money over to the side. Every time some money comes towards you, you keep a small portion of money to the side. Now, this is important for my creatives out here, because you, me, we often have varying ranges of stats of income, right? And so we need to have that rule locked in. Have that rule locked in. Have it locked in so that if someone gives us a $20 tip, right? You got to put at least 10%, at least $2, at least $2 away, right? But also, you also need to develop more keys. So I'll tell you this, something I've started doing recently. Well, I guess not that recently, but I started off setting aside any money that came to me via Cash App. But anyone send me money for Cash App, no matter what it was for, even if somebody repaid a loan that I'd given them, they paid it back via Cash App, I would take a percentage of that money and set it aside, right? Because the Cash App has the things. You can invest in stock via Cash App. Right? But I've gotten to the point now where if it comes to me in Cash App, it stays in Cash App. Yep. If it comes to me in Cash App, it stays in Cash App. That means that I invested in the stock market through Cash App. I don't take it out. I used to cut them into narrow little bits. I used to take a little bit of here, a little bit there. Like, all right, I'm gonna take X amount to give to owning my future, and the rest I give towards me. But no, I don't do that anymore, because you start to appreciate how much you can still do things. You can still do things. It's not grand and sexy, but you can still do things, right? You can still get things done using the money that you're used to having, right? And so using that system has been worked out well for me. So Cash App, hold the money. If you want to try with me, hold the money. Anything that you get in Cash App, leave it in Cash App. Leave it in Cash App, and then move that money to own your tomorrow. To own your tomorrow, right? That means invest in the stock market, in the stock side of the Cash App. The Cash App. Now, remember, this is important, that you are investing for like 3 to 5 years out. 3 to 5 years out. You've got to remember that 3 to 5 years out, because listen to me, you're going to look at the chart, and you're going to get freaked out. But if you go if you go, you look it up. If you look it up, look up the the how much the stock has risen. Just pick a company, pick a popular company that you know, and look at where you were, well, where you could have been if you had invested, and where you are now. And it goes up. It goes up, but it doesn't go up until after 3 to 5 years. So we talk about long-term investment now. Talking about long-term investment. Now, if I say to you, hey, I think you should drop $1,000 on S&P 500 and let it ride for 3 or 5 years, then you got to do it. You're giving a small piece of that $1,000. Put a little bit on and see what it does. You don't have time. You don't have time. That's part of the trick. You don't have time because you're going to wait 3 to 5 years later, and it will have appreciated, but not enough, not as much as it would have appreciated if you had invested $1,000. $1,000, it would have really grown and grown and grown from those 3 to 5 years. But you put a little bit on it, put a little bit on it, put a little bit on it. Oh, it's working after 3 to 5 years. Then you've lost 3 to 5 years. You've lost that time frame, right? So I say unto you, be I'm trying to think of a fearless word. It escapes me, but be fear. I can't quite get it. All right. So, but be without fear. Without fear. Yeah, without fear. Yeah, and do it. Do it. All right. Matter of fact, don't have time for this. I got time for this. So my friend and I'm gonna close out with this story. My friend and I, his birthday is coming up, and I just got the notification, and he and I had developed this thing, right? So I've started giving him stock, period, like for the past 3 or 4 years. So for the period of the pandemic, during the pandemic, as I discovered stock for myself, I was like, oh, this is great. So I'm going to send him stock via the Cash App for the past couple of years, right? I've been sending him Facebook. Facebook, they changed their name to Meta, but still, it's Facebook, right? I've been giving him Facebook, giving him Facebook, giving him Facebook. And I was talking to him the other day, and he said he sold it. And I was like, what? You sold it? It's like, yeah, man, it wasn't doing nothing. It was going up and down, up and down. I put my money on something else. And I was like, okay. So you have to understand that whatever advice you give to people, they can only hear at their own level. They can only hear at their own level. They can only hear at their own level, right? So no matter what I say about investing, you're only going to hear it at your level. At your level. And so me speaking here today, and if you're getting it, then you're getting it because you're understanding at a level close to mine, right? But you could hear me saying the same thing every day, and you're not going to hear it. You're going to still put a little peaks right here, right here. You're still going to try to do things your own way, and not hear what I'm saying. So it's important to recognize that you can't give advice. People out here watching this show, you can't give advice to everybody because they're just going to hear what they want to hear, right? They're just going to hear what they want to hear. One more story. So this woman I gave advice to, said she's going to go ahead and do research about what I told her. And then she got stuck in that. Got stuck in the knickknacks of doing all the stuff. And I was like, wow. Now you're stuck in all the things, and now you can't do it, because what I recommend to you, based on what you told me, was that you needed something that was all in right now. All in right now. So I ended with what I was saying. People can only hear you from where they are. And where they are has nothing to do with what they say about where they are. It has to do with where they actually are mentally in terms of money. And that's a big topic. That's a big topic. Okay. And let's see what we got here. Be brave. Yes, Fee. Be brave. Be brave. Live with no limits. Thank you, Free King. Live with no limits. Live with no limits. Like you got to fight. Y'all, you got to fight. You got to recognize that the system that we've been brought up in, the system we've been raised in, is a system that is not for us. It's not for us. You got to figure out your ways to get it, to work around it. Ashe. All right, let's see. Giving your friend stock makes you a great friend. Wow. Yeah, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Yeah, I'll accept that. There's more to the story, but I'll accept that. All right. Let's see. Let's see what I can read of this. If you're only going to hear it at your level, powerful. Yes, powerful. Feeling for you're doing anyway. Yes, it is becoming clear to me why these people ask, well, what do you want to do? When you ask them for advice, and they ask you, well, what do you want to do? Because they're trying to find out where you are. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give people advice. But where they hear me is how they perceive me, how they perceive their money. And that's, money is emotional. Money is an emotional thing. Money is an emotional thing, not a physical thing. It's an emotional thing. All right? All right. All right. You better preach. You better preach. All right. All right. Thanks, Sweet King. All right. So that's it for today. And I'm still going to be talking about the richest person in Babylon as we move throughout the day, throughout the week, because I'm still trying to understand it. The language can be a little bit dense, but I'm still trying to understand it, and I'm still understanding that the small points lead to the big thing. They lead to the big thing. All right, so let me get out of here. See if I get the mouse working right. Okay, and all right, keep doing. Oh, wait a minute. Keep doing. Where's my thing? Oh, keep doing. Be your own hero. Be your own hero, and remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect, especially in terms of investing. All right. I'll see you mañana. Later.